It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Barrel 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. That was sort of self-sabotage right there. Bullet for My Valentine, of course, off the Poison that came out in 2005. Next year will be 20 years of that album being out, and as a celebration of sorts, they're going on tour with Trivium, who's also celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Ascendancy album. It's a co-headlining tour with August Burns Red and Bleed From Within. I was really hoping they were going to come somewhere close. Salt Lake City, even Boise on that tour lineup, but nope. They're not even coming to Denver. I think the closest one is like Portland, Oregon. I saw Wheatland, California was on there, wherever that is. Let's actually look that up here real quick. Wheatland, California map. Where the heck is Wheatland, California? I'm guessing more towards, it's right above Sacramento. Tiny little town right above Sacramento. Their population's 3,456. They have this place called Hard Rock Live out there, and I'm assuming that's a legendary venue. Oh, it looks huge. Oh, yeah, it's right next to the Hard Rock Cafe out there. That makes sense, of course, but I mean, that place, out of all places, couldn't come to Salt Lake City or Boise, unfortunately. I saw that awesome tour was announced, and then earlier today, Deftones and the Mars Volta going on tour together for the early part of next year. Unfortunately, also not coming anywhere close. The closest date I saw was Denver, Colorado. But if I do see any other tours popping up for the early part of next year, which, of course, we're getting closer to the time where all these bands are going to announce spring tours and take a nice big break during the winter time. There will be tours next year. Just not those two, unfortunately. I just wanted to sort of be like, hey, you know what? We support Bullet for My Valentine around here. Wanted to play a song to appease the elder emos. A Bullet for My Valentine. All these things I hate revolve around me. It is the start of Peaches Pit Party on this fine Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. If you want to get a hold of me, of course, the number to call is 208-535-1015. Got some Rise Against, Shine Down, and more here on K-Barrel 101 here in just a few. Idaho's only rock station, K-Barrel 101. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that Los Angeles does not have great pizza. The best place to get any slice of pizza is New York City. Let me get the Spider-Man pizza music going here for those that are listening to me live on the show, not on the Peaches Pit Party podcast version. There's no music on the podcast version. It's just me talking. But according to 50 Top Pizza, an organization that ranks pizzerias around the world each year, the best pizzeria on the planet these days is in New York City. Una Pizza Napolitana. I don't know how you say that third word there. I'm not Italian in any way. On New York's Lower East Side is the reigning champion. While the best pizzeria is in America, half of the top 10 are Italian. 2 are in the U.S., and then there's 1 each in Japan, England, and Spain. New York, when I went there, this place called Artichokes had the best pizza that I have ever had. Now, when you order pizza for delivery, it's so much more expensive over there than anywhere else. I think we got a whole pie for like $30. It was just one pizza for us to share. And yeah, it wasn't cheap. It was $30 for the whole thing. But it was worth it though, at least in my opinion. But yeah, if you ever go to New York, make sure to eat the pizza over there. Do not go to LA for the pizza. The LA pizza is full of like weird crap. My friend Jose, who's a big time foodie, along with my friend Matt, we all share like food pics if we ever eat something that's delicious. And he shared a picture of the pizza that he got from someplace in LA. And it had broccoli and all this weird stuff on it. It had cauliflower crust. If it's not broke, don't fix it, okay? The classic pizza is the best way to go. Unfortunately, some of us can't talk to our moms at all anymore. Some people's moms have passed. Very unfortunate, but any chance that I can get, I call my mom. I saw this Twitter post out there featuring members of the Kansas City Chiefs asking about and explaining the last time they talked to their mom. The most common answers were, hey, I called her today, called her yesterday. I call my mom so much, and most of the time she will not answer the phone. Her phone, for some reason, does not pick up any phone calls. My dad has tried calling her. It goes to voicemail. And my dad is blaming that, whenever, I don't know what age it is for women when they decide to get that wallet phone case. I haven't seen many men have this, but it's that wallet phone case that folds open and you can put your credit cards in there. So if someone steals your phone, they also steal your credit cards, your ID, and all that fun stuff. But my dad is blaming that phone case as to the reason why my mom is not receiving any phone calls. I think it's more so because she has an outdated phone, and I think she hasn't upgraded it in a couple of years, and she needs to, or at least look into why exactly it's not doing the thing that it's supposed to do, receive phone calls. Sometimes it will. But for the most part, every time I try calling her, I hear, "Hi, this is Karen. Please leave your name." And I memorized her entire answering machine, or entire voicemail, I mean. My dad, for some reason, when he doesn't answer phone calls, his voicemail, he starts it off by taking this deep breath like he's gold dust for some reason. You just hear, "Hi, this is Jeff. Please leave your name, phone number, and a message, and I'll make sure to get back to you." He has like that big, and I imitate it all the time. It annoys him. But it also drives him to answer the calls whenever I call. But for the most part, it's best to call your mom as much as you can. Talk to her. Talk to your dad as well. Here's the most embarrassing part. I hope you're ready for this. When I go to bed at night, I make sure to call my mom, say goodnight to her, say love you and all that. But I also, most importantly, I lift one side and I'm like, "Mom, tuck me in." And she'll go, "Tuck, tuck, tuck." It's a dumb tradition, but it happens. Well, that didn't take long. The Carolina Panthers, they drafted quarterback Bryce Young, number 1 overall last year. And now they're benching him with plans to start their aging journeyman quarterback Andy Dalton to face the Raiders on Sunday. Young had a historically bad day in Sunday's 26-3 loss to the Chargers, passing for only 84 yards to tie for the 4th fewest in team history. Not a good record to have. While Bronny James was far from being the number 1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft, selected number 55 overall, his debut NBA Summer League jersey just sold for $38,400 at auction. You want to know why? Because it's related to LeBron James, and that last name James is on the jersey. This game-worn jersey fetched the highest bid among all rookie players, even surpassing the expected price range of $6,000 to $10,000. When the NBA season starts up next month, Bronny will be teammates with his dad, LeBron, so history will be made, and that jersey might end up being more valuable than anyone thought, hence why those people went for it. The last name being James, this being a historic thing, the first time ever a father-son playing on the same team together. That's pretty wild when it comes to sports, especially. How, like, if you retire at, like, 36 to 40, your odds of having a kid in the same time in the league the same time you are, it's wild. The Atlanta Braves first baseman Matt Olson is about to cross a special baseball mark just by showing up to work every day. This Thursday, Olson is in line to play in his 477th consecutive game as a first baseman. That will tie him for Pete Rose for the longest streak of games played at first base in the last 80 years. And if he passes Rose on Friday, he'll have the second longest streak at first base since Lou Gehrig, being behind only Frank "Buck" McCormick of the 1938-1942 Cincinnati Reds, who had 652 games in a row at first. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Forget the dating apps. Why not go to the grocery store? That's the new hot spot for young singles in Spain. We briefly mentioned this during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem powered by Jalisco's. The new trend is finding love in the aisles, and they're using food to signal their interest, borrowing from, the swingers culture. An upside-down pineapple is now the new sign to other singles that you're not just there for groceries. Pretty much, if you buy a pineapple, if you're going to buy pineapple at a grocery store, don't have it upside down in your cart. You might get some weird looks from people. If you have no idea what this is all about, I can only imagine like somebody like myself, which I hardly ever use a cart, so I think I would just hold the pineapple or even put the pineapple in that little basket, but I would put it on its side, never upside down. And do people peep into your cart or basket and see that and go, "Oh, this guy's single looking, he's ready to mingle"? A head of lettuce indicates that you're just into something short term, and lentils, it shows you're looking for a long term relationship. So if you have lentils and a pineapple in your basket, like for some reason, if you're a person that's completely unaware of this, and you have lentils and pineapple in your cart or your basket or whatever, you might be getting weird looks in the grocery store. Well, it's only happening in Spain right now, but I'm sure eventually it will come here to the U.S. I'm not sure if this was announced today or if it was already announced and I just didn't add it to our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com, but it looks like the legendary band Mac Sabbath, that's right, Mac Sabbath, not Black Sabbath, the McDonald's-themed Black Sabbath tribute band, announced a tour, and they're coming with the band Super Suckers to the Shrine Social Club in Boise, November 19th. I just added that to our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. I talked about it at the beginning of the show that we saw two major tours get announced today that unfortunately are not coming anywhere close. You have Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine, along with another tour, Deftones and the Mars Volta, both touring other places, just not in East Idaho, Boise, or Salt Lake City, unfortunately. I'm sure that Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium will announce another part 2 of that Poisoned Ascendancy tour and hopefully make their way more so towards the Salt Lake City area, Boise, even. Man, it'd be great if we can try to get them here in East Idaho, but that's something we'd have to talk with the Mountain America Center or Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater about. We'd love for that to make its way over to this area so that instead of driving 3 hours to Salt Lake City or 4 hours to Boise, that's the worst part of any show, is doing that lengthy drive. But it is almost worth it to go see one of your favorite bands live. I try to look at it that way. But if you want to go to any show that's coming to the area, October is going to be full of shows. Go check out all the shows posted on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, KSI, they teamed up to launch this Lunchables competitor. It's called Lunchly. Is it Lunchly or Lunch-E? Lunchly is what it's called. A new grab-and-go lunch product. It is touted as a better-for-you lunch option compared to existing products like Lunchables. Lunchly will include a Feastables chocolate bar, which is funny because it's like, hey, this is healthier for you, but here's a full-on chocolate bar. And also a KSI Prime beverage in every box, and will feature options such as a Turkey Stack'ems pizza and Fiesta nachos. Doesn't sound like it's better for you at all. The creators aim to provide healthier and more appealing alternatives in the packaged lunch market targeting kids' lunches. They say our end game has always been to not only provide high-quality products, but also healthier alternatives. Meanwhile, of course, this box has a full-on chocolate bar. You could get the pizza, which I'm assuming it's not pizza. It's like the Lunchables pizza where you have the cracker, you have the marinara sauce that comes in a little like ketchup packet, a few little bits and little bit of shredded mozzarella cheese in there. And last time I checked, there was articles out there that said Prime is not good for you at all. Like there's forever chemicals and there's a whole bunch of stuff in Prime. That's according to articles online. Now, I've tried Prime in the past. Tastes pretty good. In my opinion, it's better than Gatorade. All right? K-Bear 101, Peach's Pit Party. I'm intrigued by this story. This man received a $1.4 million speeding ticket. Now, I read that headline. Now let's go into the article itself. A Georgia man was issued a $1.4 million speeding ticket after doing 90 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. Connor Cato said the amount stunned him. I knew I was going to be fined for speeding, but $1.4 million was beyond comprehension. When he called the Savannah, Georgia court, he was told the amount was no mistake. Fortunately, a representative later explained that the amount was an auto-generated placeholder and the fine would not exceed $1,000. That's one way of giving somebody a heart attack. 98% of people will not be able to afford a $1.4 million speeding ticket. Don't speed overall. That's your biggest solution. I understand if you're going like 35 and a 30, that you should not be pulled over for that at all. But if you're going 90 and a 55, there's no reason for you to go 90 at all. I've gone on some streets around here, even on the highway, going 80. When I'm traveling on the highway to Salt Lake City or Boise, I'll put my cruise control on, set it at 80, the speed limit, put it down to 65 when it all of a sudden turns 65 by Pocatello there, even down to 55 right there by Pocatello. That part of the highway sucks. I hate it. But I have to obey the law. I'm not trying to get a speeding ticket. With my heart would explode if all of a sudden I was handed a piece of paper by a cop that said $1.4 million for speeding. K-Bear 101, Peach's Pit Party. Do you want some dumb food news here? Let's do it. Researchers in Cameroon, and this is the first story of this break here. Researchers in Cameroon have discovered that a grasshopper-based diet could lead to better sleep and healthier hair. Scientists found that rats who changed their diet experienced a healthier weight, better sleep patterns, and hair quality after 12 weeks. Grasshoppers as a snack are not that bad. They're like crickets, just extra crunchy, I would say, for the most part. I'll do it. Let's see if I sleep better. Healthier hair, well, I have a shaved head. But am I going to lose weight exclusively eating grasshoppers? Imagine telling somebody that. Hey, they ask you, like, how'd you lose so much weight? Well, I just ate more grasshoppers than other people. You probably get some confused looks with that one. The other story that I have here, well, I just read the headline of this so far, and I'm intrigued to talk about it here with you. Why are TikTokers eating dirt? Another one of those trends that's gaining steam on TikTok, eating edible dirts and clay. The act of eating clays. Oh, is this one of those things where it's like, well, the act of eating clays has been practiced for hundreds of years in this bizarre country, and more people should do it. Well, it says it's usually practiced as a way to consume minerals that could be lacking in somebody's diet, like zinc. But some TikTokers claim that their clays can also remove toxins. Oh, there's one of those buzzwords, remove toxins. What are the exact toxins you're speaking of? I would love to know that rather than that buzzword toxins. Also help with acne, supposedly improve the mood. So you're telling me if I eat clay, I would be a happier person. This TikToker, Grace Marie, has racked up millions of views chewing on dirt and clay patties. I would assume because people are just wanting to make fun of her in the comment section. Like, what are you, a dummy? Like, why are you eating this stuff? Professor Gunther Kuhnel of the University of Reading said earth eaters need to be careful. Well, duh. There would, of course, be contaminations in the dirt, is what this professor said. I would especially worry about heavy metals. You know, the big thing right now is microplastics in your food. Heavy metals in the dirt doesn't sound all that great either. He advises anyone who wants to eat clay for health benefits to first seek help from a medical professional. I could not imagine. There was a study recently about being embarrassed going to the doctor to talk about certain things. I could not imagine the look on my doctor's face if I walked up to him. I scheduled an appointment, first of all. I then showed up to the doctor's appointment and went, hey, you know what? I want to eat clay for health benefits. And have a serious look on my face. I could not tell somebody that with a straight face. I would just start chuckling in the middle of the sentence. Once again, a Florida man in the news, this time for a Florida man falling out of a boat earlier this week and then landed in a jail cell. Polk County Fire and Rescue responded to a call about two boaters falling into the lake. When they arrived, they had already been rescued by a man who had jumped into the water with pool noodles to save them. Both men were checked out by medics and questioned by sheriff's deputies. One of the men provided a name that deputies suspected might be fake, and a subsequent fingerprint check confirmed he was indeed lying about his name. The man was later identified as Timothy Lathrop, and cops saw that he had 6 active warrants out for his arrest. He was allowed to drive off and then was taken to jail for giving false information to police. Very dumb move. Fugitive overboard. With Jane's Addiction reunion tour imploding on stage last week in Boston, Rolling Stone compiled a list of music's shortest-lived reunions. In addition to Jane's Addiction, whose latest get-together lasted 4 months, the other acts to make the list are Led Zeppelin. They broke up after the death of their drummer John Bonham on September 25th, 1980. Surviving members were formed for a handful of events over the years, the last being on December 10th, 2007, when they headlined a tribute to Atlantic Records co-founder Ahmet, how do you say that? Ahmet Ertegun at the O2 Arena in London. It lasted for 2 days and 4 minutes. The length of their set and Jimmy Page's hope for it to develop into more fizzled when Robert Plant made it clear he was not interested. Another one that I really wish they would come back together, especially with how they were just at the Eastern Idaho State Fair. Journey and Steve Perry, they broke up in 1987, reunited in 1996 for the album Trial by Fire, but never toured as Perry came down with a degenerative bone condition that required hip surgery. He has not performed with them since. And it's funny because everyone refers to the new guy, as Journey's new guy. But he's been with the band since then. 1996, the year that I was born, 28 years he's been with the band, and he's still considered the Journey new guy. not Steve Perry. Lou Brutus posted something that reminded me that I need to talk to Victor about this Shinedown hot sauce we were sent by their drummer Barry. He came out with his own hot sauce. We have the bottle here in studio, but we were supposed to like have an interview with Barry, something like that. That hasn't been discussed since like August, I think. No. July. Yeah, it was July because August was last month, of course. Lou Brutus having Hot Sauce Week on Hard Drive XL. Each of his guests will discuss hot sauce, including The Offspring, Nothing More, Tim Montana, Mark Tremonti, and Avatar. Of course, Barry of Shinedown will be joining him as the featured artist each night, talking about the new Attention Mango Habanero Sauce. I'm down to try some hot sauce. I want to put it on some tacos or something. Get Barry on Zoom, talk with him about this whole hot sauce process. What's it like coming out with your own hot sauce? I'd love to do something. Peaches hot sauce, but have it not be anything related to the peach as a fruit. Just more so peaches, mango, habanero hot sauce. Throw everybody off. Now, this was a topic that Victor discussed this morning as I was getting here. I walked into the studio and he was taking live calls for what movie traumatized you as a kid. And I can't really think of anything specifically movie-wise. I've seen some TV show episodes that I wish I didn't. I mentioned the whole Courage the Cowardly Dog episode that was added on to I think it was a VHS. It was the VHS movie Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, or it might have been Scooby-Doo. Which one? It was one of the three. It was Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, or Scooby-Doo and what's the one with the aliens? Alien Invaders? That's what it was. It was one of those three. It might have been the Alien Invaders one. And yeah, it was like a little bonus thing that if you watched the movie and went through the credits, that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog was after the movie. And it was that one specific part where there's a curse on the slab that Eustace stole or something like that. And you just have this very skinny, floating in the wind type of demon or ghost or somebody going like, return the slab. And it was super scary to me as a kid. I hid behind the family room couch. So that's sort of my answer. What's yours? What movie traumatized you as a kid? Call in right now at 208-535-1015. What movie traumatized you as a kid?
The White Roller Coaster at Lagoon.
That's not a movie.
Oh, I thought you said what movie completely traumatized me?
Yeah, what movie completely traumatized you as a kid?
I really didn't have one. It didn't bother me. I mean, Chucky didn't bother me. Watched Friday the 13th since I was a teenager. So, I mean, there was none of them that I know a generation older than me would have probably said something like Old Yeller.
So you're saying nothing bothered you as movie-wise?
No, not a one.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.